Hey guys, it is, like the 21st of April. I don't even know what day it is anymore, but I do know that starting tomorrow, we're going to be on day 12 of the packet. So I'm going to go over that real quick so you can kind of have a heads up on what we're looking for tomorrow. I've only had one or two people reach out today asking about, how to do this or what it looks like. So I think we're getting into routine. We're kind of seeing the pattern. It's going to stay the same until, we're supposed to get more information today, but good news is it's going to stay the same. I'm going to start with the first page. The first page of the packet for math is the same thing we've been doing. So today, day 11, we did the visual learning and we did the practice problems. So hopefully you were able to practice those problems and get comfortable with it. So tomorrow we start out with every single time the other half of 11.6 and we do the daily Common Core page. And there are those 6 review questions that are on the daily Common Core page, and I can go through a couple of those with you here in a minute, but it's just the 6 daily Common Core problems. And then depending on how you did today with the Reteach problems, whether you got 80% or above, the Reteach problems, listen to me, the practice problems, if you got 80% or above today, day 11, then tomorrow, day 12, you'll do the enrichment page. If you got less than 80%, you're going to do the Reteach page. Now, I went ahead and assigned both of those pages online for EasyBridge. Again, you don't do both of them. You just pick one or the other based on how you did on the practice problems yesterday. So I'll go over a couple of the problems on the Reteach page here in a minute, but notice this also has the key at the top. So when you're looking at that key, it says 1,000 milligrams equals a gram, 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. So this should be easy to remember because you're just multiplying by 1,000 every time. Same thing with the enrichment page. It has the conversions up here at the top. Sorry, the word escaped me. It has the conversions up here at top, and then 6 story problems that you apply this information to solve it. Okay. So then, of course, once you do that, you take the quick check on mine, which I have assigned. It's the 5 questions. If you can't find any of this, like one of the questions I had from a parent today was, my son can't find this paper online or this assignment online. I know it's on there. I've assigned it, but if you can't find it, don't waste time during the day trying to find it and aggravate your mom and give your parents a hard time or whatever. Just do it in the packet. It doesn't matter. Either way. Do the paper version or the online version, but just do one or the other, okay? So this is going to be your quick check. You're going to do those 5 questions. You're done, okay? So that's math. We'll go over some of those math problems here in a minute. For reading, this is the notes page that we do every single week in reading. So you read Forest on Fire yesterday, right? And it's an informational text, so it's giving you some information. It's informing you about something. So Forest on Fire, so probably informing you about, I don't know, forest fires, because our title tells us what the story is going to be about. So if the title is Forest on Fire, we probably know that's going to be forest fires, right? So these are your notes. Where do I get this information, Miss Saylor? I don't know the notes. If you look on the very next page, right? These 2 dark pages. The information for this is on here. Guys, I'm telling you, this is not online. You are not going to find this on your Chromebook. You have to do it paper pencil. We never do this online at school. We always do it paper pencil. Please make sure you do it paper pencil in the packet. Don't email me tomorrow saying my son can't find this because it's not online. It's in the packet, okay? I love your emails. I love your phone calls, but some of you guys are being hard on your parents because you know it's not online. You're hassling them, and that's not fair to your parents. You are also trying to do things, and they've got a lot going on. So you're going to answer the essential question. What is the genre? So right here on your notes page, the genre is informational text, right? Notes, it gives blank about a topic, gives right here, word for word, gives information about a topic, develops the topic with facts, examples, and explanations, may include graphs and photographs. Guys, the answers are word for word. This is this paragraph. Literally, this is the same paragraph with the words cut out. You're just filling in the words, okay? And then how does the author introduce the topic? The author starts with an anecdote of how red squirrels found a blank. So you need to go back into the story and find the anecdote about the red squirrels and how they're introduced at the beginning of the story. Introductions come at the beginning of the story. And then the anecdote leads me to think I will probably read more about what? And then you need to go to paragraph 2 and 3. It says right here, paragraph 2 and 3. So go back to the story that was in today, day 11's packet, and read paragraph 2 and 3 and answer these questions. So this is paragraph 1, the introduction of the story. Go back into the story, read that, and then paragraph 2 and 3, okay? Again, this is not online. Don't hassle your parents. Give them a break. Things have been crazy. I hate that for the parents. And then this is also not online. We've never done this online in class. It's always been paper pencil, so I provided it in the packet. Here it is. It's the 3 columns of your vocabulary words. This is just your definition. Are you going to find the definition someplace specific? No, this is in your words. What does this word mean? This is fill in the blank with the vocabulary words to make these sentences make sense. And this is synonym. Synonym means the same, and antonym means the opposite. Okay? And then the last one is going to be your social studies flashback. If you go in the computer, it's listed NTI Tuesday, week 25. Today is Monday, week 25. Tomorrow's going to be Tuesday, week 25. So this is your flashback. That's all that's in the packet, but you should still be working on, for writing, your informative essay. Tomorrow is day 2 of 5. So remember, on today's packet for writing, we included our checklist that we've been working on all year long in the classroom. And we know that to do an informative essay where you're informing me about something, you are completing this graphic organizer, right? So when we look at this graphic organizer, paragraph 1 is the introduction. It needs to have a hook, background information, and a thesis. What's your claim and your 3 reasons? Then each body paragraph is going to be one of your reasons. So paragraph number 2 is going to be your first reason. Paragraph number 3 is your second reason. Paragraph number 4 is your third reason. And then you're going to have your paragraph 5, which is your conclusion, which is your restatement of your thesis. Restate your reason 1, and you reverse your hook, okay? This is what you're working on for these 5 days of writing, okay? So every day you're building on this. You can find that graphic organizer in your day 11 packet. Your spelling words are in your day 11 packet. It's not in every packet every day because you still have that packet you can go back and reference, right? You can submit your writing to me in Google Docs or in day 11 packet. We provided you some blank paper. That's not where you write your sloppy copy. So as you're writing and you're generating your ideas and you're filling it out, those lined papers are not where you write that. Those lined papers are for your formal final copy. You can type it into Google Docs and send it to me, or you can just fill it out on here, whichever one you want to do, okay? Next, you should be going online to chapter 21. Every day I send it in the email I send parents, how to log into the Social Studies Alive online. Sorry, brain is tired. Log into Social Studies Online and go ahead and read section 2, or every single day, it's also in your packet. So if you can't get logged in online, you can't figure it out, whatever, it's also in your packet, okay? In your day 11 packet. Let me rephrase that because I want to make sure I was clear on that. Maybe it wasn't as clear. At the end of your day 11 packet is the entire chapter, okay? So you read section 1 today, you'll read section 2 tomorrow, or you can go online and do it, and you can answer the questions like we do in class and slide the interactive activity components. So either one, you just need to be reading it, knowing that we're probably going to have an assessment on that at the end of this, so you should be making sure you read it, okay? So that's day 11 and day 12 packet. All right, so let's go over some of the math. I looked through the Common Core. Yes, that is the word, Common Core. Daily Common Core review. And there was just a couple things that I want to review with you really quickly because I was worried that maybe we'd forgotten. It's been a while since we covered it. like the first question says the quotient below. So it's showing you the answer. You don't have to solve the division problem. The quotient below is shown without a decimal point. Use number sense. So you don't have to solve anything, right? You're not dividing. You're not doing any of that. You just are using your common sense to put the decimal point where it goes. So if the division problem was 223.25 and you divide that by 9.4, right? 1, 2, 3 places. So you're moving that decimal 3 places. So 2, 3, 7, 5, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. It's been a while since we covered that, so I just want to make sure you remembered that you're counting how many places the decimal point has moved in the problem, both in the divisor, right? Both parts of the division problem, because the quotient is all of those parts moved over. Okay, does that make sense? All right, let's look at the next one. Matt has a board that is 8.5 feet long. Milton's board is 5 7/8 feet long. How much longer is Matt's board? So they're asking you for the difference. And we know when we're trying to find the difference between one item and another, we need to subtract, okay? So when you're subtracting, you know, when we're subtracting fractions, we stack them, and these do not have common denominators. So when you stack them, 8.5 minus 5 7/8, right? These are mixed numbers. See, a whole number and a fraction. You need to make them into improper fractions. So 8 times 5 is 40, plus 7 is 47/8, and then 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17 halves. And now we need to find the common denominator of 2 and 8. And you all are going to tell me, because you know your multiplication facts, I hope you've been practicing them, that the common denominator is going to be 8. So 47/8 stays the same because it had the same denominator. But what did I do to the 2 to get 8? Times 4. And then whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. So 17 times 4, 4 times 7, 28. 4 times 1, 4, plus 2 more, 6, right? 68/8 minus 47/8, and that will get you your answer. So you're going to subtract those two, okay? I just wanted to review that with you because it's been a minute. Number 3 is exactly what we've been studying these past 2 weeks. It's just millimeters, going from liters to milliliters. So you can look back at your information. You can try to remember, but we've been going over that one, so I'm not going to go over that one with you today. Number 4 says the dimensions of a kitchen are 9 2/3 feet by, remember when we see the word by, that means to multiply, right? By 8 5/6 feet. What is the area of the kitchen? We know to find area, we do length times width. Length times width is area. And we knew it was times anyways because we saw the word by. Okay, so when we're doing that, you're multiplying 9 2/3 times 8 5/6, but you can't multiply it like this. So you're going to have to make these into improper fractions and then multiply. Okay. Once you multiply, though, you're still going to be an improper fraction. So then you need to take it back to a mixed number. So you're going to make them an improper fraction, multiply, take it back to a mixed number. So let's see, 9 2/3 is really 9 times 3, 27 plus 2, 29 thirds, times 8 5/6. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 5, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, right? 53 sixths. So we'll put that up here, 53 sixths. You're going to multiply those, and then you're going to take it back to a mixed number, okay? So I've done half the work for you. You're going to take it back to a mixed number. All right, the next one. The record for the longest dusky pygmy rattlesnake was 2 feet, 7 inches. How many total inches is this length? Well, 2 feet is 12 inches plus 12 inches, right? Because our conversion in our head is 1 foot equals 12 inches. So if there's 2 feet, it's 12 inches plus 12 inches and then plus 7 inches. So 12 plus 12 is 24 plus 7, so 24. In your head, you're thinking plus 7. Well, I know 6 more would get me to 30, and then 1 more for the 7 would get me to 31. 31 what? Inches long. 31 inches long. Okay? Now, this next one, number 6, is really easy. It says, what is the perimeter of the isosceles triangle? Perimeter means you're adding up all 3 sides. So you're adding 6.7, 11.44, 6.67. The only key to this problem is that you need to make sure your decimal points are lined up. If your decimal points are not lined up, you will have the wrong answer. So you're just, you're just adding. You're just adding, okay? A plumber's first stop today is 2/5 miles from the shop. The second stop is 11 5/8 miles from the shop. And the third stop is 9 1/4 miles from the shop. Find the distance from the shop to the third stop. Okay. So the first stop today is 34 2/5 miles from the shop. The second stop is 11 5/8 miles from the first stop. So, and then the third one is 9 1/4. Okay, so you have to add 34 2/5 plus 11 5/8 plus 9 1/4. You're adding up all 3 fractions. The problem is, right? What do? We need to find a common denominator, one number that all 3 will go into, okay? So you're gonna list them out, just like we've practiced, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, right? You're listing out all of them, all the multiples, and then 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3, 8 times 4, 8 times 5, 8 times 6, 8 times 7, okay, and then 4. 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 5 is 20, 4 times 6 is 24, 4 times 7 is 28, 4 times 8 is 32, 4 times 9 is 36, 4 times 10 is 40. What number do all of them have in common that's the lowest common denominator when you're looking at all of these? Well, it doesn't look like until you get to 40, right? So 40 is your lowest common denominator here. So you're going to set this up to be 40, right? All right. And then expanded form. I love that they put expanded form in here, because when's the last time we talked about expanded form? In August? It's been a hot minute since expanded form. So write the number in expanded form. So it is, I'm just going to draw you the place value chart first. We're going to talk about hundreds, tens, ones, decimal. Then we start with tenths, hundredths, and then thousandths. Okay, so these are their hundreds, tens, ones, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So that's exactly what we're doing here. We're doing 600 plus 70 plus 4 plus 2 tenths. How do you write 2 tenths? 0.2, or you can write 2 tenths, right? Are these the same thing? 0.2 and 2 tenths of a fraction? They're the exact same thing. And then the next one is 8 hundredths, or 0.08, right? 0.08 is hundredths, tenths place, hundredths place, or 8 hundredths, and then 1 over 1,000, or 0.001. 0.0. So remember, point, hundredths, tenths, thousandths. Okay. All right, so that is our daily Common Core. Let's look quickly, because I'm almost at my 20-minute mark, and I try to keep it at 20 minutes or less so I don't lose your attention. Let's look at our, real quick, our Reteach page. I'm only doing the Reteach page. Reteach to build understanding. Mass is the measure of the amount of matter, how heavy something is, right? Mass, the gravitational pull from the earth is your mass, okay? And your mass can be milligrams, gram, or kilograms. None of us are over 1,000 pounds, so our body weight is usually measured in grams. Something really small might be a milligram. Medicine, when they give you a prescription, is measured in milligrams because they're not measuring necessarily the liquid, but like how much does that little tiny pill weigh? When they put it on the scale, that's how much a milligram is, and how many milligrams you take in your body is compared to how many grams your entire body is, because there's a ratio. So milligrams, usually in America, we only see milligrams in medicine because they still use a lot of the European conversions. So milligrams, grams, and kilograms. Which has less mass? 1 milligram, think about with a little tiny pill, or 1 gram, which is your body, okay? So which one is least or less mass? That would be your milligram. And how do you know? Because it takes 1,000 little milligrams to equal 1 gram. It says so in the conversion at the top of the paper. I don't know why I'm holding up the whiteboard, but if you look here, 1,000 milligrams have to be put in a pile to equal 1 little bitty gram. So if she uses 4 1 kilogram bag of dried fruit, how many grams of fruit will she use for each snack? So if you think about that, we're converting times 1,000 or dividing by 1,000, no matter which one we're doing. So which is smaller, milligram or gram? Milligram. A tortilla chip has a mass of 2 grams. How many milligrams is 2 grams? Well, we said 1 gram equals 1,000 milligrams, right? So if we have 2 grams, that will equal 2,000 milligrams, okay? You need to change the unit gram to the unit milligram. We're going to multiply because our numbers are getting bigger. And for numbers to get bigger, we're multiplying them. A large bag of apples has a mass of 5,000 grams. 5,000 grams, right? What's the mass in kilograms? So we're already starting with 5,000 grams, okay? But we want to take it and break it down into 1,000 gram sections, 1,000 gram sections to equal kilograms. So we're going to take 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Okay, so I want you to look at this. I broke it down into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thousands. So this is 5,000 grams equals 5 kilograms. Because for every 1,000 grams, that's 1 kilogram. So there's 1 kilogram, there's 1 kilogram, there's 1 kilogram, 1 kilogram, 1 kilogram. 5 kilograms, right? So how did I get from 5,000 to 5? Well, that number got smaller. And we know if our numbers are getting smaller, we need to divide. So we're going to take 5,000, divide it by 1,000. How many times can 1,000 go into 5,000? 5 times, right? All right. And I'll let you do those 2 at the bottom. So I hope this was helpful today. Follow up next because I'm going to also put a Harry Potter video up next. So I miss you all. I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry things are so rough. I know Gracie said she was bored. I'm bored too. I miss coming to work and seeing you all every day. So just know that I'm thinking about you all and I miss you. And you guys can message me. You can text me. You can whatever. And we will try and stay in touch as this craziness goes on.